A minute and 14 seconds of logos. My god. Is Everest's enclosure actually pitch black on the inside, or was that just for a good screen transition?
Yes, Mr. Burnish. The venue is completely sold out.
Dr. Zara is talking on the phone, in a room around the corner and down the hall, so we should not be able to hear her voice with such clarity and volume.
Who left the enclosure open?
Dr. Zara would be abominable at cinema. No, that doesn't work. Where do these other doors along the side of the hallway go? And why do they even need to be closed? Surely you'd want to lure the yeti away from the exit by allowing an alternate path to escape down. This is a very crowded street, and I'm sure at least one person would have seen this, and there must be some sort of traffic camera on the street corner, and yeah, the yeti's secret is toast. Unless Everest is able to read English or Chinese, there's no way he'd be able to recognize that picture as his home mountain, because, well, I doubt he's ever seen it from the air. Excluding proper names, this blink and you miss it line in the background is the only word of Chinese spoken in the entire movie. I'm sorry if I'm being too nitpicky, but I just can't help but wonder why that bathroom mirror is shaped like a f***ing trapezoid.
Where are you going?
I've got stuff to do.
Stuff? What on earth do you think she does all day?
We're gonna find out that what Yi actually does all day is doing odd jobs for money, so I don't know why this is something Yi feels like she has to hide. And I find it hard to believe that Yi spends most of her time out of the house, but her family never bothers to find out why.
Hey, cutie.
You're not my mom!
What is in that pie? I'd say whipped cream if it weren't for the thin, runny consistency that makes it look more like cottage cheese.
What's that?
What just happened? Did Yi throw on the sunglasses in front of Jin and company to try and make herself look cool, but forget she was swarming with flies? What was that sideways glance from Jin all about? What am I supposed to think of Yi after that encounter?
He's going in for the dunk. Whoa. Hey, Yi. Come shoot hoops with me.
If there is a place where you two could shoot hoops, maybe that would be a better place to dribble around than on a crowded sidewalk.
Yi, watch. 3, 2, 1. Stop and check.
Peng isn't even whispering here, so Jin should have heard Peng making fun of him.
Another time. Okay, cuz? 48 likes. Sweet!
It takes way more than the 4 seconds shown here to take a picture, load it into the app, presumably write some sort of caption explaining the picture, then post it online, let alone have the post accumulate that many likes, even for the most popular of social media stars.
What would you say to playing a little violin for us after supper?
I can't.
Can't? Why?
I sold it. No.
Why lie about this? Just say you don't feel like it and they'd totally understand. That scaffolding's gonna go away at some point, right? How will you access the roof then? How could she possibly have set this all up unbeknownst to her mom? She would have had to grab all those cushions, the lights, the furniture, the glowy stickers, the sheet, and that umbrella, all without her family finding out. Then climb up that scaffolding while carrying it all.
I will take this trip. Someday.
F***ing how? I mean, she ends up actually doing it, but that's with the help of a magical yeti. I'm removing a sin here not only for how much I love the feely violin part, but also because of the McDonald's billboard they took the time to put in the background. That's why you probably shouldn't stand on the edge of a building's roof with your eyes closed. Character thinks they've successfully avoided detection only to make some stupid loud noise cliche. Also, a helicopter flies by and Everest stays asleep, but a violin's definitely gonna wake him up. Holy crap, Yi is officially Chinese Aladdin. I'm no expert on Chinese, but I'm fairly sure it doesn't take 5 characters to write the word pharmacy. Where was Nai hiding when Yi came in the door? There's no sign of her in this shot, or this shot from the back of the counter. Was she, like, hiding in the fridge or some
You stay in here, okay? There are people looking for you.
He's asleep. He cannot hear you. Does Everest somehow know the song he is playing in order to hum harmony?
I am holding you personally responsible for that abominable creature's escape.
Roll credits. Everett's arm heals without a trace of injury in the span of one night.
Hey, Nai. Wanna shoot some hoops?
You know I only play for money.
This suggestion that Yi's Nai having or having had some sort of shady life is something I am disappointed wasn't taken any further than this. Also, Yi and Peng don't share a grandmother, so why does Peng call her Nai?
In the flying. Is she who stole my air conditioner?
How could Everest have gotten down there to grab the air conditioner at all, much less without Nai noticing? There's a door that allows easy access to the roof for anyone who wants to go up there. How has Yi's fort not been discovered by now? And more importantly, why does Yi continue to use the dangerous scaffolding outside the window route when this exists?
No, they're back.
The bad men are coming!
They're both leaving the city. You have to get on it.
and hope it'll take him exactly where he needs to go.
No! How is she gonna get away? Wait, what time is it?
8 o'clock. Why?
Time for the light show!
Conveniently timed light show distraction is conveniently timed. When people are searching for you from the sky, maybe don't run directly under the street lamps. Especially when there's this whole stretch of dock to the left that's shrouded in complete darkness.
Hide!
Big stupid character doesn't know how to hide cliche. The movie makes Yee's leap of faith look like a super long jump, but Jin makes it with zero problem, and he waited longer to jump than Yee did.
Now, how am I supposed to prove the Yeti exists when I don't have a Yeti?
You mean you didn't bother to take any pictures or video of the Yeti when you still had him?
There are many rare and exotic animals you have collected over the years. These snakes, for example.
What the heck? Were those two just waiting around the corner with a tank of snakes for Dr. Zara's cue?
We bring the Yeti back alive. You have to promise me he will not be harmed.
We're gonna find out that this lady is actually a villain who wants to capture the Yeti at all costs. With that in mind, what is her motivation for putting on an act when her interests actually line up perfectly with Mr. Burnish's?
Oh, and Yee came too. She's checking out the university.
And Yee's mom is gonna believe this without having had any conversation with Yee beforehand.
First, you go over the Yellow Mountain, then to the Yangtze River, and that river will take you most of the way to the Himalayas to Mount Everest.
This is beginning to sound oddly like an episode of Dora the Explorer. Based on how close together each soda can and the Hansel and Gretel trail Everest is leaving behind is, it would seem that he's consuming at least 2 cans a second, which is a stretch even for a Yeti.
Out of my way!
Given how heavy a single can full of soda actually is, that tumble and crash down the hill in a wooden crate with dozens of pallets of soda cans inside definitely should have knocked them all out.
Is that,
A blueberry?
A blueberry? How come the dang blueberries continue to grow well after Everest stops his humming?
Go faster!
Super slow-mo of a character making a silly face in an animated kids movie cliche.
Come on, Peng, we need to get back to that dock.
Glowing eyes to show how spooky the forest is cliche.
Great. No reception. I'm entirely cut off from my social life.
Popular kid who cares far too much about his looks is overdramatic at losing use of his or her cell phone Wow, this is just the cliche motherload, isn't it?
Loner? Is that what you were gonna say? For your info, I'm a self-proclaimed loner. There's a difference, okay?
Not really.
Wait, don't stop. It's really good.
That's what she said.
I love this tree. You there, chop it down and put it in a bag, will you?
Right away, sir.
And cover some ground.
The Yellow Mountain.
Yellow Mountains?
Jump!
It's kind of hard to jump and grab hold of the stalk of a giant dandelion when it's moving quickly away from you and there's a banister in the way. That is a steep set of stone steps. Jin is dead. Where did the sudden wind come from that's pushing the dandelion so fast?
Is that a giant
Giant dandelions? Look, stop messing about and get my Yeti!
Right, you've proven the existence of the abominable snowman, but a giant flower? Totally out of the picture. As funny as this Master Oogway cameo is, I was prompted to Google, do turtles live in the Gobi Desert? And as far as I can tell, they do not.
Where are we?
It's the Gobi Desert. You have it on one of your postcards.
But don't worry, I can get us out of here. Let's go.
How can you possibly know where you're going? After your flight through the clouds on a dandelion, I doubt you have any natural sense of direction at this point. That one stupid koi fish that jumped out of the water onto land deserves to die anyway.
Get back, you abominable creature!
Sudden jump scare that turns out to be a character talking in their sleep cliche.
Do you know how hard it is to keep up this British animal lover act?
Wait, what? I didn't understand why she pretended to love animals, and I definitely don't understand why she also pretended to be British. Dr. Zara tosses the captain's keys behind the car, and he doesn't even try to go after them. I thought this knew enough about riding motorbikes to lift his feet off the ground before hitting the gas. Also, nobody at the campsite hears this.
All right. No more swimming.
That train is literally heading in the opposite direction you're walking. Rule number 1 of long cargo trains. Always leave at least one car door wide f***ing open for any stowaways that might need to hitch a ride.
Whoa! I'm so sorry.
Wow, not only does this old guy kinda look like Jin, but is also wearing the exact same shirt as him too. Also, surprise, it's the character chases after the wrong person in the crowd based only on what they look like from the back cliche. What river naturally has a sharp 90-degree f***ing turn like this? They survive this. Jeez, do Everest powers have any limit? He's turning the very surface of the Earth into a non-Newtonian fluid wave pool. Looks like Everest's flower tsunami got rid of Jin's headband, face paint, and muddy shoes.
Everest, no. Hold it in!
Jin just stands there like an idiot telling Everest to hold it in instead of scooting a few feet to the side. It's about time. I was beginning to think that violin was invincible after surviving this, and this, and this.
I know, I keep busy. I don't know why.
To earn money for your trip, that's why.
And the Yeti's powers will grow even stronger the closer he gets to those mountains.
And you know this how. Mr. Burnish will not question why Duchess chooses to hang out with him now.
There it is. Really, Dave?
He kept postcards of all the places he wanted to take us someday.
Your dad wanted you to see that random little village? F***ing why? I didn't see you being so much in awe when you were actually there. Are we just gonna skip over the part where Yi, Jin, and Ping somehow free solo the Buddha without even help from Everest?
Is that?
Yeti here? Yup.
It's not like I've ever tried it, but I'm fairly sure you can't restring a violin with random animal hair and have it sound just like normal. I guess she wouldn't be able to see all the blooming flowers with her eyes closed, but she's gotta notice the rain and thunder. This movie officially has too many montages.
Everest! Look! Just across that bridge is home!
No, it's not just across that bridge. It's across that bridge, then another hour or so of hiking. Wait, who's this guy taking orders from? Doesn't Mr. Burnish have way more authority than Dr. Zara? Let's take a second to review. A character with supernatural powers escapes from the government facility where they're being imprisoned and escapes into civilization where they're found and befriended by a kid. The kid builds a blanket fort for this character to hide from the government until the kid and her friends are forced to go away, with the other character who's a dangerous liability. Along the way, the magical character bails the kids out of sticky situations numerous times using their awesome powers, and in an epic final show, the character goes out using their powers to defend the kids. Remind me again how this is different from Stranger Things. It was clearly a woman who grabbed Yi at first, but then I guess she decided she liked Peng better. Why did the agents randomly shackle both legs but one arm? No, that is literally not possible. Looking at the position she was in when she fell and how far she actually fell before she went out of sight, and the fact that the rope is actually hanging from the underside of the bridge, I'm gonna go ahead and say she absolutely died. So, based on the clearly extreme effects Yi's violin causes when she plays it, I wonder if she can control when it causes supernatural phenomena and when it doesn't, because if not, she can never play in front of anyone again.
Yes!
Because slamming him into a soft snowbank will definitely take him out.
Everest?
Why do they think Everest went over the side? He wasn't in the truck or anything.
It's cold.
A fact that I seem to just now be conscious of after trekking through the Himalayas for several hours in a basketball jersey. For maximum comedic effects, these three will decide to stand outside the car shivering in their undershirts. I can show you the world. If this is what adult Yetis look like, then why was the one from Mr. Burnish's flashback so short? What?
Hey kids, how was Beijing?
It was, life-changing.
And Yi's mom will not question the kids any more than this.
There is no one in the world who likes these pork buns more than me.
Well, maybe one.
She means Everest, but there was very little emphasis on Everest even liking the pork buns that much. I mean, he did eat them very fast, but he was just hungry. And the pork buns don't even come up for the rest of their time together.
Who else liked my buns?
Because DreamWorks, the last line of the movie must be a bathroom joke.
When life gets me down, I play my guitar. The rest of the world may follow the rules, but I must follow my heart.
You're in trouble, aren't you? They want to hurt you? The bad people?
I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes.
E.T. home phone.
E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess,